sports lovers, I am bringing you good news in terms of a breaking news. It has been reported that His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh and the Saudis are willing to invest $5 billion in boxing. Yes, you heard me right. $5 billion. And by so doing, we would have much more competitive fight. But first, let me bring you a tweet from Kugan Cassius IFL TV. Breaking news: Saudi's public investment funds are reportedly in talks with multiple boxing stakeholders to create a league in a deal that could be worth up to $5 billion. Matchroom and Golden Boy Promotions are reportedly the two promotional companies that are involved in discussion with Turki Al Sheikh, overseeing the final discussion around the potential deal about a month to go, according to Reuters sources. It is currently unknown to how the league would be structured. Your thoughts? And my thoughts are a positive one. I think this is a major booster for boxing, and this is a major boost for boxers. This is what will take boxing to the next level, for boxing to earn its rightful place among sports. Boxing has recently been on a decline, but is beginning to take its rightful place with the introduction of the Riyadh season and His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh. We have had much more competitive fight over the last 12 months of entry than we were having years ago. We've had the undisputed heavyweight champion that could not manifest for 25 years. They did that in just 2 hours. They were able to achieve that deal within 2 hours. Atabek Tabiev and Dmitry Bivol will also be fighting for undisputed somewhere October 15th or 13th. And other fantastic fight, Dubois versus Filip Hrgovic. We've had Jay Opotaya versus Breeders. We've had a lot of fantastic fights. Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou. These are the competitive fights the Saudi corporation is bringing on board, and this is attracting a lot of attention into the sports of boxing, because Tyson Fury versus Alexander the Cat Usyk did over 1.5 million pay-per-view buys, and the Saudis were responsible for the marketing and the promotion of this kind of boxing fight. So even the ads they put up are like a movie trailer. So this goes to tell us that boxing will take its rightful place in the rankings when it comes to sports. Not less than 3, because there would be a lot of financial backing. But one disadvantage I would like to look at is that since the Saudis are in talks with not just Golden Boy and Matchroom, they are in talks with Queensberry, Top Rank, and I think one other company, the PBC. These are the 5 biggest boxing companies. So if the Saudis investment is able to control all these boxing promotional companies, will there be a decline in the rate of payment? I think so. They would begin to pay realistic market price, but they would also make the big fights available to fans week after week, in which would be patronized by most public who are casuals. I think that this is the best deal to have happen to boxing. With all these companies coming together, we would have something like the UFC, where there is competitive fight after competitive fight, week in, week out. So I think that this is a fantastic deal. Thank you to His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh for putting on such a brilliant idea. And when you have the money, you are able to achieve all things. Under normal circumstances, these promotional companies, it's difficult for them to come together to even promote a single bout. How much more a league, which can take about 8 months to execute. That means that competitive fights and the winner would be crowned and gifted something. I think it would come in a similar form of the 5 versus 5, where someone from a promotional company would win a fight and scores a point. So at the end of the day, the promotional company with the highest score would be crowned champions. I think it would come in a form of that, but we look to see how they are able to execute this, just like the UFC. If they are able to execute it just like the UFC, I think that the boxing will gain its rightful place in the rankings of sports. There would be attention on it, and a lot of boxing lovers would be happy. This is my initial thoughts as we await detail, but I think that this is a good deal. The only disadvantage is that they would start paying realistic market price, just like the Zone did, Showtime did. When you are entering into a market, you overpay the boxers, and when you solidify your base, you begin to pay them realistic prices. So I think this is a good deal for boxing, and this can take boxing to the next level. And I hope people from lesser countries like myself, Ghana, Tanzania, and other lesser boxing countries are able to benefit of this 5 billion investment, because if this is done, a lot of people would have bread on their table. Thank you to the Saudis for having confidence in this sports that we love so much. But let me sign out here. Stay positive. Your greatness has no limits. If you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe, press the bell icon, comment down below, and share with anyone who loves boxing. Thank you.